Welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So it's Monday, it's the beginning of the week. We're starting afresh, and today I want to actually address a question I got over the weekend about bloating. This person had emailed me asking, because they've been on a raw food diet, they've just started for the past 2 weeks, and they've been experiencing a lot of bloating, a lot of gas, a lot of constipation, weight gain, water retention, everything. And they're just like, my stomach's getting bigger and bigger, and they're like, what's going on? And this is an issue that comes up, and this is a big issue of why a lot of people are afraid to go into raw foods, because a lot of people that are not even on a raw food diet at some point or another increase their fruits and vegetables in their diet, and suddenly they start feeling bloated, and they feel like they can't digest things properly, and they just don't feel good. And so a lot of times people are weary, like, oh, I can't eat vegetables because it makes me, retain water and feel terrible. And this happens to a lot of people that get onto a raw food diet, and sometimes they get on it too fast for their system to be catching up. And a lot of times it's because it's not really about it's definitely not about the food. It's about the condition of your intestinal tract. It's about the condition of your colon, that it might be a little bit clogged up, and that your stomach is not able to empty the contents into your colon fast enough because it's clogged up, so it has to slowly empty it in, and therefore whatever's in the stomach is sitting in the stomach for too long and begins to ferment, and that's why suddenly you get this big stomach, and you have gas, and you just feel heavy and terrible. And so it's an issue of the condition of your intestines that needs to be dealt with. And what needs to happen is that, it's not something overnight you just clean out your intestines. It doesn't work out that way. It's something that over time you have to really clean up your diet to help remove that stuff that's coating the inside of your intestinal tract. Because, they've done autopsies of many people that, cutting into their intestines, and they see that it's like, it's just clogged up, old debris, old waste that becomes like glue on the insides of someone's intestinal tract, and it doesn't just pass out of the person within a few days. It's in there for years. So this is something that if you're experiencing this, then you have to be gentle with yourself and really simplify your diet in order for your diet to start helping to work for you. That food actually starts helping to clean out this old stuff, because the main thing is that fruits and vegetables are very cleansing. Okay, they're cleansing, and they're also kind of like a broom through the intestinal tract. They help to sort of pull out a lot of this stuff that's been sitting there for a while. So it's important, not instead of giving up and saying, okay, I got to just stop this and go back to eating processed food, but it's about working with it and simplifying things and adjusting things so that things actually work for you, they go through you well, and that you benefit from it, and then you get healthier and healthier and really clean out that colon. So the number one suggestion I have is, first of all, to make sure that you're well hydrated, okay? And that means drinking water every day, spring water, and it means not drinking water with your meals, absolutely not, but you should be drinking water between your meals. When you drink water with your meals, you dilute the digestive enzymes, and therefore it becomes difficult to actually digest things, okay? So you want to make sure that you drink your water. If you're drinking it before a meal, that should be at least a half an hour before you eat, or if it's after a meal, at least an hour after you eat. So you should be just drinking water in between meals, okay? And you should be eating water-rich food. And water-rich food includes fruits and vegetables. Super important. And that's number one. Number two is you have to simplify things, okay? Like this person had mentioned that they've been doing a lot of recipes from certain raw food, gourmet raw food recipe books, which include a lot of nuts and seeds. And if you're ever having any kind of gastric problems, any problems with your stomach or your intestines, the first thing that you want to either cut out or you want to minimize, okay, is the nuts and the seeds. And my suggestion is that you don't necessarily need to cut them out completely, but I wouldn't have them every day. I would have them every 2 to 3 days at a minimal quantity. And to make sure that those nuts and seeds are soaked for at least 12 hours before eating them. They need to be soaked in water because there's enzyme inhibitors that make it very difficult to digest. And they're also dehydrated. And what you need when you have a clogged up, if anyone has clogged up intestinal tract, you need a lot of water, and you need water-rich food. You don't want anything that's dried out because it's just going to dry you out even more. Dried out food needs water to be broken down, so it pulls the water from your body. So you want to be eating food that already has that structured water that it can take care of itself. So you keep the nuts and seeds to a minimum, maybe every other day, every 2 days. And not very much, just a little bit. And whenever you eat them, you have to make sure that you're eating them with greens, okay? You're not eating them on their own, like a handful of nuts or a handful of seeds. They have to be mixed in with a salad, things like that, because that's how you're going to be able to push it through your system and nothing's going to get stuck, okay? Third thing is, you got to keep things simple. Get into having meals that have no more than 3 ingredients, and do this for a little while. This is definitely not forever, but this is only to get things, just making it easy to digest, okay? And so this might be for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know, see how things go. But try really to incorporating having simplified meals with no more than 3 ingredients. So, and even try too to have mono meals. And a mono meal is kind of like having like a big bowl of cherries, or having 5 apples, and that's it. You know, that's or a bowl of berries, but not having that fruit salad with 5 different fruits, but just having like an apple salad. So it'd just be cut up apples, and that would be it. And keeping that simple, and everything that you're having, you know, just either 1, 2, or 3, or most 4 ingredients, but really keep things gentle, because the simpler, the better. And I also suggest getting into having green juices, and a lot of celery in there. The celery is really what's going to help pass things through your intestinal tract, okay? Super important. Green juices should be drank every day. And when I mean green juices is, it's vegetables that have gone through a juicer and freshly pressed. You drink it right away. And everyone should be trying to have at least like 1 to 2 cups of freshly pressed vegetable juice every single day. And if you're having any kind of constipation issues, get the celery in with it, because that will really, that naturally occurring sodium really helps to push things through, okay? So those are my suggestions. Also too, if, you know, sometimes going too fast too soon is too much. But sometimes too, like, you have to just be like, you know what, for the next month, I'm just gonna have a raw breakfast. I'm gonna have a mono fruit meal for breakfast every day. And then after the next month or the next few weeks, I'm going to add in a raw lunch. And then I'm going to change my dinner later on. And work that way, that, like, you know, sometimes going too fast too soon is just too fast and too soon. And it's all right. You have the rest of your life to have a healthy diet, and you don't need to be doing everything all at once, okay? Because your body's saying, whoa, whoa, there's stuff fermenting in my stomach and I'm not liking this, and it's not good for you, okay? And on that note, I do want to remind everyone that next week, February 1st, it's a week from now, we're going to be having our 10-day juice fast. So go to my website at www.rawradianthealth.com and sign up. It's 10-day juice fast. Every day there's videos made specifically for the juice fast to help motivate you and guide you through having a successful 10-day juice fast. I have a private online forum where I answer questions and support everyone. Everyone gets to meet the other juice fasters from all over the world. And it's a great way to get together, get the support, the motivation, and just ensure that you have a successful and graceful juice fast. So get on it, go to my website, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous, fabulous day. Bye.